like, fine. Things were not cool about like an hour ago.
We had sex.
My friends, this is like literally the only thing these two have in common from what I can see. Yes, it's Ebird Online and I'm back with another review. It's been a little while since we've spoken about this couple, but yeah, there are a few things that I've noticed about this couple and I'm almost duty bound to comment on them. So this is my review for 90 Day Fiancé Season 10, Episode 8. And we're talking today about Ashley and Manuel. And guys, I don't know what to say. I do not know what's to be made of these two. Manuel's there with his sports clothes and his cap on backwards, like a horny teenager whose brain is currently seeping from his ears. And as for Ashley, she too's like a stroppy teenager. She's all death stares, slammed doors and I don't understand. For one with so much to say, there's an awful lot she doesn't seem to understand. And guys, I'm honestly struggling to see what, if anything, they've got in common. They've been to see a marriage guidance counsellor, and I think she's pretty much struggling with the same thing. Anyway, I've got lots of opinions about this couple, and you're all entitled to them. But just before I give you my opinions, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. But if you've yet to do so, please consider smashing that big red button marked subscribe and make Ebird a very happy Ebird. And also guys, if you haven't done so yet, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Lots of people have been telling me that they haven't been getting their notifications, including one of my favourite subs, Linda. Thanks, Linda. So yes, make sure you hit that bell and you won't miss any of my uploads. Thanks guys. Right, so without further ado, I give you Ashley and Manuel. Oh, where to start? I know, let's break that fourth wall. And let's start with this couple's shots to camera. You know, the introduction shots to camera, where both of their names appear on screen. Guys, I've noticed something. I've noticed that in all of these, Manuel, well, he doesn't look happy at all. Your Honour, can we please play Exhibit A? Guys, did you see what I saw? In fact, let me play it again. Pay close attention to Manuel's eyebrows. Now, raised eyebrows in body language can mean about a million different things. It can be used to express agreement, surprise, fear, disapproval, disbelief, or even to send a silent greeting. And it could mean a lot of things. But guys, I can't help but think here they had kind of really quality to them. I have to say, Ashley looks so happy and so fulfilled at that moment within the relationship. And what do we get from Manuel? The sneaky raise of an eyebrow. The suggestive raise of an eyebrow. And I don't know about you, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but there's kind of a conspiratorial quality to the raising of those eyebrows. A kind of, you're in on the secret, we're in on the secret, this kid here is a joke. That's what the eyebrow raise said to the Ebird. So yeah, I think even in front of production, and I guess the world, Manuel still doesn't display that he particularly likes Ashley. And then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I give you Exhibit B. And yet again, Ashley's smiling like the cat that's got the cream, and Manuel turns around, gives her a perfunctory peck on the cheek, and all the while, his hands are resting in his pockets. Guys, nobody can convince me that that boy is in love with Ashley. Nobody at all. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Well, I suppose you might be able to do it. Have a go. Maybe you can do it, but I certainly doubt it. Have a go in comments down below. So anyway, on to the review. So this couple have decided to go and see a therapist, and when I say this couple, I mean Ashley has unilaterally made the decision. Ashley, please try and get it through your thick skull. Even trained professionals cannot help you. But what makes this endeavour fairly ridiculous is the fact that Manuel has no interest whatsoever in going. Before he even arrives, he happily tells Ashley, nobody's going to say anything that will change me. Guys, he wears it like a badge of honour. I, Manuel, am incapable of evolving. Meanwhile, Ashley is driving along, coffee in one hand and shouting, muy importante, in the other. Good luck, Ashley, good luck. And really, guys, I've got to say I was quite irritated with the whole premise of this, going to see a therapist, because Ashley said, well, it's to help us navigate our way through the K1 visa process, and we have certain communication issues that we need to resolve. We could really use some added support in our relationship. And guys, it sounded so mature and so reasonable. It sounded like a great idea. But when they got there, she pretty much just bitch slapped him with the whole, I think you're keeping secrets from me and I'm going to use this therapist to try and find out what. And guys, guess what? It didn't work. Manuel said, she's always accusing me of things, who you talking to, what are you doing? And it's very, very annoying. And the only thing, guys, that we found out from this whole counselling session was one thing. And in fact, we didn't find it out because we all knew it anyway. But it was discovered that Manuel goes out of his way to wind Ashley up. Yes, we know. We've all been watching this play out since day one.
Manuel will literally like laser vision TV as if I'm not there. And it bothers the crap out of me. So I think that I react stronger because I feel like I'm not being heard.
Ahí disfruto yo entonces.
Why would you say something like that?
Why would he say something like that? Because it's nothing short of the truth. Oh, Ashley, next time you find yourself yearning to waste good money, finding out shit that everybody else already knows, please just come to Ebird. It's £175 plus VAT. And I'd save you the journey there, the journey back, and the whole hour session. Oh wonder, terms and conditions apply. We don't tend to specify terms until after payment's made. Anyway, Ashley tells the therapist that she thinks that Manuel is leading a double life. Well, Ashley, you'd have to conclude that he's actually living a life with you for there to be a double life, and I don't conclude so. That's no life. Anyway, finally we get to the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about with this episode. And that is Ashley's reluctance to send any money back to Manuel's family. So when they went to counselling, this kind of cropped up because Manuel had told her that he needed $250 to send home. And Ashley was, well, she was very surprised and quite upset about it all. And she's similarly upset about what she sees as Manuel keeping secrets.
Your personal life is private. Like, I am your personal life. I am your privacy. We are due to be married. I need to be involved in what's going on. I don't think he's getting that the bad reaction is coming from not being let in.
Oh, good Lord, guys. Sometimes I just think to myself, Ashley, are you new here? Are you new to planet Earth? If you want to find things out from a man, there are specific times when you need to do so, and it's always at the beginning of a relationship because down the line, they're more reluctant to tell you. This could be exactly the same for women, but I don't know. I've never tried to find anything out from a woman. But here's when you should have done it, Ashley. Either A, before you slept with him. If that's not possible, then B, before you file the paperwork for him to come to America. If that's still not possible, C, before you buy the ticket for him or before you allow him to come over and move into your home. You find out what you need to find out. You failed to do this. And now you're blaming everybody but the bloody dog. As far as I'm concerned, this is all on you. Anyway, afterwards the couple went for something to eat. And once more, Manuel said that he didn't like the therapist and he certainly wasn't going to go again. Ashley said, but she's going to help us. Don't you want help and support in our relationship? By the looks of things, I don't think he does, Ashley. I think he just wants you to act right and he wants to get his green card. That's what he mainly wants. But then, guys, Manuel makes a brilliant point. He told producers sometimes issues between men and women need to be talked out within the relationship, but Ashley would always rather speak to somebody else. And actually that's completely true. She's spoken to her sister, her friends, the therapist, her mum, even bloody Rico Suave. But the one person that she doesn't talk to, she shouts with, she explodes on, is Manuel. Very strange, but I make him right on this one, I really do. Anyway, as these two are arguing in the restaurant, because Manuel won't agree with what she's saying, Ashley said, you're at a 10 at the moment and I need you at a 2. In fact, Manuel, you need to go home and have a nap. And she said this in English because I believe if she said it in Spanish, she'd find herself very much single very quickly. But she said this in English. And then when Manuel fired something back, I don't quite recall what he said.
Very grumpy kitty.
Oh yes, right, that's it. Easily forgotten. But anyway, she got on his nerves just so much that he got up and walked out. And even though Ashley told him that she thinks he's super disrespectful, which I think he is, she then walked out and said in English again, I'm tired of hearing your mouth, okay? Guys, neither one of them are respectful to each other. They need to just call it a day, right now. Anyway, on to this week. And another day, another argument. And Ashley and Manuel are at home. And Ashley's just had a coffee. And she lets Manuel know she's on her way out to go and get another coffee and then to run some errands. Manuel says, "Why are you getting another coffee?" And she said, "Because I need a stronger coffee than I have at home." Well, I suppose at least she advised him of her plans nice and politely.
We need to go get coffee, so I don't want to hear your mouth about it.
What? Guys, this woman is literally the rudest woman on the franchise. Oh Lord, I forgot about Jasmine, but, well, one of the rudest women on this franchise. She's just terrible. Who speaks to somebody like that? Now, I will say one thing. The coffee that she drinks or how she chooses to spend her money is entirely her business. But the way she delivers information is downright disrespectful. Anyway, it doesn't take long for us to find out that Manuel thinks that the amount that Ashley spends on coffee is quite simply asinine. He thinks it's super expensive. That's as may be, Manuel, but it's not your money now, is it? She scammed that money out of people fair and square. Don't you know she's a motherfucking witch hole? Anyway, the couple argue back and forth about how much she spends on coffee in front of production, and then they go out to the car. Ashley's got like a latte or a flat white in her hand, in some sort of jar, and then she's got another coffee in a different receptacle. And then as she's driving along, she opens a can. I think it's a can of espresso. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's a coffee-based drink anyway. And she asks Manuel to hold both of her other coffees as she drives along. She's such an audacious little biatch. I'll give her some props. She's one petty little witch. Who needs 3 coffees for one journey? No wonder she's always popping off if that's her caffeine level. Her eyes are going to be on stalks by the end of the day. Anyway, in the car, Manuel absolutely pops off and he says, "You've got a coffee in every hand. What are you, an octopus?" Ashley seems somewhat perplexed.
I don't even know what we're arguing about. I don't. And I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just living. And he is just picking at things.
Oh, Ashley, come the fuck on. You know exactly what you're doing. You've just finished drinking a coffee at home, and now you've got 2 other coffees plus a double espresso in a can for your journey. You know good and well what the F you're doing wrong. You're pushing buttons and you know you are. But Ashley decides to go one step further. She called one of her friends and she let them know all about the argument, and the whole time Manuel was sat next to her in the car. Guys, you and I both know that when somebody says coffee, coffee, stupid, coffee, coffee, idiot, coffee, coffee, money, it's pretty clear what and who she's talking about. Anyway, the final time we see the couple this week, they're going to meet Ashley's friends again, and they're going to make candles. And guys, I'm low-key jealous. I would love to make candles. But by the same token, it has to be said that taking a man like Manuel to make candles is surely an act of gross negligence. Or even willful dereliction of duty, or perhaps malicious intent. All I know is that he's very unlikely to appreciate it in any meaningful way. And so once they all finish with the candles, all 4 of them sit down for a glass of wine, and we have yet another interrogation of Manuel and his intentions. And guys, Ashley's friend asked straight up about the $250 that he had to send to his family.
Since you've been here, it seems like you're making your family more of a priority than Ashley. So why are you here?
Wait, what? 1, what does it have to do with you? 2, what's with the rude way of asking questions? And it seems to me that they've already decided that it's manifestly unfair that he send money, which is Ashley's, back to his family. I wonder where they've got that idea. Oh, of course, from Ashley herself.
Sending money back home to Ecuador has been a source of tension for us. I think it's a cultural thing. I don't really know what that's like to have to take care of a parent financially, or a child, or a sister, or anybody financially. He does. And so it is a point of tension because I don't fully understand it. And I also wasn't given much time to understand it either.
Oh, what, Ashley? All right, let's take this point by point. She claims not to understand why he has to send money back home. You do understand, Ashley. He has not 1, but 2 kids. Kids cost cash. That's a fact, and everybody knows it. It's very obvious he's going to have to pay maintenance. What is it you're expecting these kids to do? Scrabble around in the gutter and look for food? And then there's a second point. You weren't given much time to understand it. Ashley, you knew from the moment that he had kids, he was going to have to send money. And really you should have asked there and then what the arrangements were going to be for these kids. I put this to you, Ashley. What would you rather? Somebody like Manuel who understands his responsibilities? Or some deadbeat who says, well, I don't have money at the moment and I do what I can. I do my best. Guys, I literally can't believe it. Ashley said she didn't realise just how much his family depended on him. They're called dependents for a reason, Ashley. And Manuel's forced once again to explain himself to Ashley or one of her friends. And he said, she's going to help me now, but in the future, I'll be helping her. But anyway, a very strange thing happened after this conversation. And it let me know an awful lot about Ashley and her character, or lack thereof. She asked Manuel if he needed to pay this money every month. And he said, yes, of course, it's $300 a month. And then he said he normally earns $600. He splits it in half and gives $300 to his kids and his mum and his family and keeps the other $300 for himself. And he further explained, if any of my family gets sick, then I have to give them extra money. But guys, listen to how Ashley translates this.
I pay what I need to pay. He goes, there's money for me, there's money for them. If they need more money, then they're going to get more money, whatever it is they need.
He never ever said whatever it is they need. He said, if they get sick, I may need to give them more money. That's standard. If your country does not have a national health service, you're always going to be in a position where you may have to help somebody with hospital fees. Anyway, Ashley's friends showed shock and surprise at just how much money they had to give over every month. And guys, Manuel just lost it. He started screaming and shouting and saying, Rico Suave and that bloody cat, she pays $110 in vet's bills. Her pets are more important to her than my family. Yep, that's right. Yep, you got that right. But I've got to admit, Rico Suave is hella cute. I do think he's worth $110. I really do. Anyway, as per usual, this wasn't resolved because Manuel stood up and walked out. And Ashley just sat there, contemplating the money that's going to fly out of her account. Of course Ashley doesn't want an extra bill, or in fact a bill. Because don't you know witchery? Well, the money's not coming in on the regs. I'm sure at least once a week, somebody works out that she's a ginnerling fuck and the whole thing is a ridiculous grift. And when they do, I bet that money dries right up. Even if they hear her call, I'm a motherfucking witch, yo. I guess once you're out, you're out. Anyway, that was it. Manuel was off and he decided to walk home. And that's where we end things for this week. So what does the Ebird make to all of this? Well, I guess I do have to concede that Manuel probably should have said exactly how much he was going to pay out every month to his family. But by exactly the same token, Ashley, knowing he had 2 kids, should have asked what are your maintenance payments. It would seem to me that with all this paperwork she had to fill in and all the toing and froing and buying of tickets, it's something that just shouldn't have been overlooked. And whilst we're busy conceding things about Manuel, I suppose I also have to concede that the reason he was so unhappy to see a dog and a cat in Ashley's house was because he's just busy thinking to himself, you're wasting money. Why are you wasting money on stupid things when you could be, I don't know, buying me phones or sending it to my family? And ditto with the coffees. Even though Ashley is ridiculous, it would seem, with her consumption of caffeine, she does general her own money. So it's up to her exactly how she spends it, as far as I'm concerned. If she wants to buy 15 coffees a day, well, that's her consideration. But Ashley's attitude towards this whole money thing is nothing short of disgusting. Miguel's literally living rent-free in all her friends' heads. The quizzing and questioning never stops. Ashley would have us all believe that she had no idea he had to send money home, but she must have known he has to support his kids. If she didn't, then she's far more imbecilic than I ever imagined. What about the things that you didn't tell him? You didn't tell him you were a basket case, did you? And you also failed to tell him that you were a motherfucking witch hole as well. So I think it's fair to say there were secrets on both sides. She says she's going ahead with the wedding in a couple of weeks, but I can't help but think that Manuel is going to be on his toes as soon as he gets that green card. When he looks at her, it's as if he literally can't stand her. Anyway, guys, please let me know what you think. Is there any way this relationship can last? And what do you think to Manuel paying $300 a month to his family? Do you think that's excessive? And what do we make to Coffeegate? I actually believe that Ashley only took those 3 coffees out that day just to wind Manuel up. But I'd love to know what you think, so please put your comments down below and I'll get on with my next video. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you soon. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.